Welcome to my channel. As a layperson, I like to share my understanding of Scripture. Today I'm looking at Exodus chapter 19, and I've titled it The Covenant in the Wilderness. In the book of Exodus chapter 19 verse 5, we read, "Now then, if you indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be my own possession among all the peoples, for all the earth is mine." In verse 6, "And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the sons of Israel." You notice that the commandment was to speak this to the sons of Israel. This covenant was specifically addressed to the sons of Israel. This is in keeping with the promise Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh made to Abraham, that he would take him to a land and make of him a great nation. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 2, "Since Abraham was a Gentile, when this promise was made, this applies to everyone who wants to be a son of Israel." This doesn't apply to a specific organization called a church or a religion called Christianity. The promise applies specifically to a land and a great nation. The conditions were if they obeyed his voice and kept his covenant. This was the requirement for being a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. In verse 8, we read that the people entered into a covenant with Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh when they said, "All that Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh has spoken, we will do." The covenant was in fact a wedding covenant, which the people broke shortly after entering into it by not heeding his voice. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31, we read that Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh will make a new covenant which states that he will put his law in their hearts, and in doing so, he would be their God and they would be his people. So the requirements to his people is that they would be obedient to his law. When the new covenant takes place, is revealed in an understanding of the covenant in the wilderness. There's a great confusion taking place because people are being taught that a new covenant also means that there's a new law, when in fact nowhere in Scripture does it say that the law is changed or is done away with. So when will this new covenant take place? Well, the directions are in the old covenant. The people had to be ready on the third day. This is in the year 6000 from creation, but more clearly, it is in the year 2000 from the ascension of Yeshua. That is, he's returning in 3 days, or after 2,000 years. So it also says that Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh would come down in the sight of all his people. This is pointing clearly to the second coming when it says, "All eyes shall see him." It also says that on the third day there was a loud trumpet sound, just as there would be a trumpet with the return of the Messiah on the third day. So it's clear the lesser points to the greater. The old covenant is still in effect till the Messiah returns, since people are still sinning and dying. And the new covenant, which is also a wedding, cannot take place until the bridegroom returns. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you heard, please share with someone. And if you didn't, share with everyone.